Get ready for the dictation in 3, 2, 1, start. Under Section 18 of the Family Courts Act 1984, the Family Court has been empowered to execute its decrees and orders in the same manner as those of Civil Court. Stop. Section 13 of the Family Courts 1984 is not only violative of the fundamental freedom guaranteed to lawyers under Article 19(1)(g) to practice law, but is also the most brutal assault on the right to free and fair trial of litigants. Stop. A division bench of this Honorable High Court in the case of Srimati Nandana versus Pradeep Bhandari reported in 1996 to WLC Rajasthan had lamented the incorporation of Section 13 of the statute book and called it a remedy worse than the disease and requested the legislature to have a relook at the provision. Stop. The relevant portion of the said judgment is extracted below. Before parting with the case, we feel it necessary to record that the way in which this litigation is being conducted by the parties leaves us sad. Stop. The purpose of keeping the lawyers away from such litigation seems to be completely defeated in this case. Stop. Parties have to take upon themselves the task of pleading their respective cases as lawyers have not been allowed. Stop. The decorum and dignity with which cases are normally conducted before the civil court with the aid of professionals steeped in the age-old traditions of the bar are totally lost, and unrestricted and relentless acrimony has taken their place. Stop. It cannot be believed that parties to such litigation prosecute it without the aid of lawyers. Stop. If that is issue, no useful purpose can be served by keeping the lawyers out of the court. Stop. When the lawyers appear before the court as a proxy to their clients, they are expected to have a subtle, studied sense of detachment from the cause of their respective clients, and they are expected not to personally involve themselves in the case. Stop. They have a responsibility towards the court also. Stop. When the roles are reversed and the lawyer is only expected to act behind the scenes, the litigant willy-nilly may become a proxy and the battle may be fought between the two lawyers using the litigants as puppets or cat's paw. Stop. The result is a fierce, no-holds-barred battle between two hapless persons estranged from each of the party. Stop. The purpose of keeping the lawyers out of the court is defeated, and a litigant who finds himself unequipped and unable to plead his own case, and who has in any case to depend on lawyers for advice, is deprived of the services in the court of a contempt and responsible professional. Stop. It appears to be a case where the remedy has proved more harmful than the disease itself. Stop. It is high time the legislature takes a second look at the provision contained in Section 13 of the Family Courts Act 1984. Stop para. It is respectfully submitted that the lawyers conducting suits and proceedings of the nature mentioned in Section 7 of the Family Courts Act 1984 was never any disease in the first place. Stop. Fair trial, which is an integral component of Article 21 of the Constitution of India, is set to not due to Section 13 of the Family Courts Act 1984. Stop. Hence, the restriction imposed by Section 13 of the Family Courts Act 1984 is unreasonably arbitrary and is patently authentical to the interests of the general public. Stop para. Because although Section 13 of the Family Courts Act 1984 begins with the notwithstanding clause, but the complete phrase used is notwithstanding anything contained in any law. Stop. The reference in law can only be a law which is in force. Stop. On the date on which the said act came into force on 19/11/1985, Section 30 of the Advocates Act 1961 did not exist in the statute book. Stop. This is so as the Parliament in its wisdom had given the right to the executive to notify from which date this provision would be applicable. Stop. Thus, Section 30 of the Advocates Act 1961 would come within the realm of any law only if it was on the statute book. Stop. This provision came on to the statute book only with effect from 15/6/2011. Stop. Thank you.